We are back with a live look over the San Jose airport. There it is. The Seattle Seahawks team charter has just landed in San Jose ahead of Super Bowl 60. 1 week from today, it'll be the Seahawks and the Patriots. The Patriots landed a couple of hours ago, and the Seahawks just landed a few moments ago. And in a couple of minutes, we should start to see the team get off the plane, hop into some buses, and then they'll head to their hotel. And San Jose is where the Seahawks will be practicing all week at San Jose State University. The game itself not too far in Santa Clara. So really is a short commute for the team everywhere they go, each team. It's really an easy setup for the teams. They don't have to go very far, and that'll be the case once they get off the plane. They will not have far to go. The buses are waiting right on the tarmac, and then they'll take them over to their hotel. That is an Atlas Air Boeing 747 with the Seahawks on board. And they are about to get off the plane in just a few minutes. We're going to bring in Ariel Orsuto, who is also on the ground waiting for the Seahawks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just standing.
Ariel, I'm going to ask real quick. I had mentioned this just prior to the break. Curious about the setup. Is there an area where the general public can get a glimpse of this, or is it just kind of media at this point?
Yeah, that's a good question. No, they can't. Right now, this is very secure. It is just for the media to see this right now. And so that's why we're bringing this to you. So this is the only way that you're able to see this right now is through us and through our videos, online, on social, and right here on King 5.
So there it is. There's that ground shot there as the team pulls up. I assume you can see the plane from where you're at, Ariel. Maybe I'm wrong, but is it close to the point where they'll get on those buses? We saw a shot earlier of all the buses lined up. Presumably those are the buses they'll get on.
Yeah, I'm right next to our camera, so I can see it exactly the way you're seeing it right now. It's pulling into the landing to the departure area, or wherever they're going to get off the plane.
Sure.
Right in front of us, right here. It's just kind of making its way. It's just taking a little bit of time to get over here, and then once it arrives over here, it's going to park, and then just one by one, everyone's going to get off the plane, and they're going to all just file right onto the buses. They won't stop over here to talk to us. They won't stop for any photo ops or anything. They'll just get right off the plane and get right onto the buses and head to the hotel where Paul Sylvie is.
Reflective of that business-like approach. Obviously, there will be some obligations and some fun things going on, especially for the fans and for the public. But this really is a business trip for the teams, quite obviously, when the stakes are as high as they are. I think anybody who flies on even a semi-regular basis can relate to the fact that it takes a while to get to either your gate or, in this case, their buses. I suspect that the Seahawks right now, that nobody's going to stand up and reach into the overhead bins and all cram the aisle. I think they'll be a little bit more tame, a little bit more well-behaved than some of us see on some of these flights we're taking. There it does look like it's coming to its final stopping point again. This is an aerial image, now a shot from the ground there at the airport in San Jose. The Seahawks have just landed a short time ago, and they will soon get off that Atlas Air Boeing 747, their team charter, and then head into their buses and then on their way to the team hotel. So this is it. This is Super Bowl week. We've been talking all day about how we are there. We are now 1 week away from the game, almost to the hour. So it'll be a really exciting week and a real workmanlike approach for all those guys on that plane, the Seattle Seahawks, about to get off there. And it looks like, Ariel, you guys are right there. You ain't kidding.
Yeah, we are right in front of the plane. Now, obviously, you can hear it. It's a lot closer to us now than it was before. Thankfully, I think they're turning off some of these engines, so it'll get a little bit quieter here in just a second. You see a few doors, so they're going to have these stairs go out to those doors, and as soon as the stairs enter those doors, they'll open up and the guys will just file right off.
And we saw a couple of hours ago with the Patriots arriving. The Patriots have that custom paint job on their plane. They've got the logos. They've got the 6-time Super Bowl champs on there. And look, I mean, the Patriots have earned it. You win 6 Super Bowl titles, you can do whatever the heck you want with your plane. But it is interesting just to see the contrast. And, you know, this is, again, it feels almost indicative of the work-like approach. And there again is as we switch to that shot from above, as it looks like the stairs are now at least being placed into position to latch up to the doors, and we will watch the Seahawks get off that plane in just a few minutes. Several buses are awaiting, again, to take them to their hotel. And Ariel, the hotel can't be that far. I know we were chatting earlier about how everything is just so contained. It's once they're there, I mean, it's boom, 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 and it's you don't have to go very far. Everything's set up with ease for these teams.
Yeah, it's really close by. I mean, they're staying very close by to here. The hotel to Levi Stadium is about 4 or 5 miles. They're practicing at San Jose State, so they will not be going very far at all throughout this entire week. As Paul, I believe, mentioned earlier tonight, tomorrow night they have like their biggest obligation, which is opening night or media night, when it'll be about a circus. You know, everyone and their mother comes out and asks the crazy questions, tries to get a rise out of the players. That'll be their biggest obligation. After that, it's really kind of just all business. It's just regular practices on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at San Jose State. We don't see the practices, but we will talk to them beforehand. And that's, you know, they're used to that. They're used to talking to the media before or after practice. That shouldn't be really too far out of their realm of comfort. And then after that, they shut it down. Friday, nothing. Saturday, nothing. Sunday, game time. And we'll talk to them after the game. But really, they should be ready to go by that point. So they can kind of be secluded after their media availabilities on Thursday, Jim.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And obviously the circus of everything else that's going on is, you know, that's mostly for the fans, and, you know, the national media, of course, will be there and will be there. We've been talking about it at great length. Obviously, you're hearing from our sports team on the ground right now. Ariel and Paul are down there, and we've got more crews on the way tomorrow. We will have, of course, nonstop coverage each and every day. We've got a special countdown to kickoff at 8 o'clock every night on the King 5 app to bring you the very latest, both from the team and what availability and access we have to the team. Of course, we'll bring that, and we'll also be chatting with fans who are making the trip down from Washington. We'll be talking to other fans who are there, just taking everybody inside the excitement that is the Super Bowl and Super Bowl week. Of course, for the teams, it is all about the game. The goal is to come home with the championship. But for so many others, it's about the experience of what's going on in the Bay Area with events in Santa Clara, in San Francisco, and then obviously the teams doing their own thing. In the Seahawks case, in San Jose, as they're getting the steps now latched up to the plane, and we will see the players come out. All right, let's have a little fun here, Ariel. Any picks on who the first player we'll see off the plane?
Sorry, Jim, can you say that one more time?
Yeah, let's have a little fun here. Let's maybe some predictions. Who do you think will be the first player we see? Who's going to be the eager one who's sitting toward the front, and we'll see them first? Just random predictions.
Oh, I don't know.
Put you on the spot.
Like, I don't know who would be the guy to sit at the front of the plane. I'm trying to think. Maybe it would be like a clown kind of like a guy like an AJ Barner, or someone who just like you know has to be, you know, wants to be seen first, wants to have his name out there. Maybe it's some guy like that. But, you know, maybe it's also someone who just, you know, wants to just get off and get business done, kind of like a Sam Darnold, just like get to work, you know, get off the plane, get on the bus, get to the hotel.
I could see that. I'm going to go with Gray Zabel, the rookie. Put him up front, the kid from North Dakota State University. That should happen in just a few minutes. You see the ground crew there getting everything set up. It looks like a door is open there are a couple of doors, so it is very possible that we see players and staff and other personnel exiting from a few different doors. Again, they have some coach buses waiting for them. They will get on the buses and then head to their hotel. And then it's hitting the ground running with, again, that obligation that they have tomorrow and then a week full of practices. As you see, we're seeing an emergence, and here we go.
And who's that first player? It might be DeMarcus Lawrence. I'm a little further away right now, but that might be DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah,
that is the first player off, and it's not who we thought it would be.
Yep, that's what we're getting. And so, and look, this is, we talked about it, we touched on it, and Ariel, you mentioned it, how this is a private event. I mean, this isn't something where they open it up to fans to come and watch the arrivals and whatnot. So this is the place to see it. So we're excited to bring this to you live on King 5. This is, you know, and look, we talk about the business-like approach. That's what it is. There's a couple photos. Is that Mike McDonald there? Yep. So here we are. The coach has landed off and straight over to the buses. Ariel, you touched on it, how, you know, this isn't a photo op. Obviously, there's a team photographer there just getting some snapshots as they walk off. But, you know, this isn't some big event or spectacle where we won't hear from the team. They won't be, you know, doing photo ops and whatnot. It's just straight on to the buses now as the rest of the guys start to come out.
Yeah, they're starting to come down the stairs now. Each guy one by one. You can see a little bit of, you know, some different luggage from each guy, some different looks from each guy. They're all wearing their sweatsuits, their Super Bowl sweatsuits from the Seahawk logo on one side, Super Bowl 60 on the other side. AJ Barner, the only one without his sweat top on. I couldn't see what was his graphic tee was. But every guy kind of, it's all in uniform, you know, like in the uniform they're wearing right now. Again, kind of a 12 as one mentality, Jim.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And a much shorter flight, obviously, for the Seahawks than the Patriots, who had to come all the way across the country. Just a quick trip down for the Seahawks. Not that that really has any impact. Obviously, the game's a week away, and that's why they travel so far in advance, so that they can kind of get their bodies set to a routine for the week, and that's exactly what they'll do. Again, this is the airport in San Jose, California, where the Seahawks will be posted up for the week at San Jose State University. They'll be practicing there ahead of the game in Santa Clara, which is a quick drive for them. I'd imagine we're pretty close to most of the team getting off. It's a pretty efficient operation, Ariel. They're I would imagine, ready to get off that plane, even though it's not a long flight, just to get off and stretch their legs and get locked in for the week.
Yeah, I mean, it was honestly, even for us on our commercial flight, very nice short flight, easy, going from Seattle to San Jose. And I'm sure for them, it was even easier, you know, not even having to, you know, do the regular commercial things. So nice, easy flight, probably about a 2-hour flight. They're just making their way down. But you're right, it is a nice operation, this smooth operation. And they're just making their way down the stairs. Each guy, they know the bus they're taking, and they go right over to the hotel, and that's that.
I'll reiterate one more time that, again, this is just the beginning of our coverage, our live team coverage from now until game day. Again, we'll have live reporting from our sports team. Our other crews will be down there again each and every night at 8 o'clock on the King 5 app, our countdown to kickoff. So again, that starts tomorrow, Monday night at 8 o'clock, and then we'll have that for you each and every day leading up to Super Bowl 60. 1 week from today, Super Bowl Sunday, the Patriots and the Seahawks. And that, of course, is in addition to the rest of our coverage that we'll have in all of our newscasts. So certainly be sure to stick with us as we continue to bring you live coverage of Super Bowl 60. And again, the Seahawks getting off that plane, the tail end of, or what's left, I should say, of the team now, getting off that Boeing 747 at the airport in San Jose, California.
And Jim, I'm not sure if can you still hear me?
Yeah.
So I actually can see the T-shirts now. They say "We did not care," which was the famous line that Mike McDonald said after the NFC Championship game. So they must all be wearing those T-shirts. So if you take off the sweatshirt, which Barner did, and I just saw one other guy having the same shirt, it says "We did not care."
You know, this is the time of year. It could happen any time of the year, but these are the things that come up in a team. Is, you know, you have these kind of internal sparks, and that appears to be kind of the mantra at this point. And look, teams often follow the personality of their leaders and the head coach, and we did not care. I would imagine their approach, and you know, aside from just the quote, kind of the don't care about what anybody says, don't care about anything other than what they can control themselves, and that's the approach that you got to take when it comes down to this time of the year. Championship football teams take that approach. So they certainly appear to be ready. Guys look loose. You can see some there taking pictures as they get off. And that's one thing. You know, we've talked about how this is a business trip, and they, I would imagine, are so incredibly focused on the task at hand. But you saw at least one player with their phone out taking a picture as they get off. This is still potentially once in a lifetime experience for many of these players. Obviously, the lifespan of an NFL career on average is not very long, and so you never know as a player when you'll get a chance to get back to a Super Bowl. So it is good to see some of them certainly soaking in that side of it, because there will be plenty of time to just put their head down and get to work, which is what the majority of this week will be about. But no shortage of just taking in the moment. It also looks like, Ariel, those baseball hats that they're getting upon arrival.
Yeah, they're getting, both them and the Patriots are receiving these hats. Everybody getting off the plane are getting these same hats. They're Super Bowl specific hats that each guy gets. But I wanted to comment on what you were just saying, that, you know, they're taking this moment in. It doesn't mean that you are caring less about the business trip aspect if you're taking it in. I think they should take it in, especially because you've got two completely different sets of guys on this team. You have guys who are so young, like incredibly young. Like, you have these rookie standouts like Gray Zabel and Nicky Manwari that, like, of course they're going to take this in. They're rookies. They've never experienced anything like this and probably couldn't imagine in their rookie year they would. And then on the other side, you've got these veterans. You've got like DeMarcus Lawrence, you've got Julian Love, you've got Leonard Williams, guys that probably thought their career would be over before they saw a Super Bowl, and they're here, so they should be taking it in.
Yeah, that's a great point. You know, these things obviously don't come around every single year. You know, there are the select few, the people like Tom Brady, who it almost literally did happen for every single year. But getting to the Super Bowl is not an easy thing to do, and so when you get there, it is nice to see that they are enjoying that. It looks as though most of the team has gotten off the plane, although I still see some trickling off that door that's closest to us. The buses you see there off in the background with the headlights on, they will carry the team, the players, the staff, other personnel to their hotel in San Jose as we kick off Super Bowl week. 1 week from today is the game. The festivities really get going tomorrow, and then throughout the week it ramps up from there as far as the celebrations and whatnot, which we'll be bringing to you. And then for the teams, it's get through tomorrow, get through the fun stuff, the media focused stuff, and then from there it's down to the nitty gritty with practice, as there I think we have our final members of the Seahawks now getting on the buses. All right, so you have been watching live coverage from the San Jose airport, where the Seattle Seahawks are on the ground en route to their hotel. We'll have much more after the break.